Hello, it's Alex, the Bookubus. Today I'm bringing you a book haul, and I had to check back on my previous videos to see when my last book haul was, and apparently it was back in February. So considering it's the end of November now, that's been quite a while, like that's almost been an entire year. So I have accumulated quite a lot of books, and I figured I would split this over two videos. So this video is going to be the mostly vintage, young adult and middle grade stuff, and the next video, which will hopefully be coming out next week, will be like regular adult horror and stuff like that. So depending on your interest level, you might want to stick around or not. So for this video, I would say, yeah, a lot of it is, vintage horror, the usual stuff that I pick up, thriller, spooky stuff, that kind of thing. But there's also some like non-horror stuff in here, including some romance, which I don't even know how that got in here, but it's here, so I guess I could show it anyway. So let's just dive in no particular order. I pulled all these off my shelves the other day and I've just got them in piles. So it's the Bring It On novelisation. This is written by apparently no one in particular. Jenny Marcus. They just didn't want her name on the cover. Nobody cares. And this one, I love Bring It On. It's a classic. It's got photos in the middle. It's exactly what you need from a novelisation. And yeah, I think I found this just before Old School April, and I think I was going to read it for Old School April, but then I didn't, so I'm holding on for it for next year. But yeah, I screamed when I found this in a thrift store. I remember that. Next up, which might have even been on the same trip if I'm remembering correctly, this is one of the Danger.com series, the one and only one that I've found and read. This is number 7. It's by Jordan Cray, and it's called Most Wanted. So that's an important piece of information there. We've got a little step back art with the computer and all of the scary things that computers and the internet can mean. But yeah, I read this earlier this year and it was really good actually, so I will definitely keep an eye out for more of these. Next up, I don't know what's going on here, but obviously I needed it in my life. This guy is just hilarious. Like, let's focus on him. Come on camera, you can do it. Anyway, I just think this whole cover is kind of hilarious. It's called Dead Wrong. It's one of the Lifelines series, whatever that is. This is by Alida E. Young. And yeah, this dude is just not to be messed with, apparently. Yeah, not familiar with Lifelines, and this is from Willow Wisp Press, which sounds like a delightful publishing company. Next up, we've got a Point book. This is Homeroom number 3. Another series I wasn't familiar with. Triple Trouble at Fairwood High. It's Love and War in 434 by Nancy Norton. But yeah, we've got some amazing 80s fashions going on here, which I am all for. And let's see, when did this come out? This was 1988. Ooh, copyright Diane Ho. Just found out it's a pen name. I'm onto you, Diane. You can't hide from me. A couple of like odd kind of obscure looking ones. The Darkest Secret, which sounds very ominous, by Anne Schraff. What dark secret lies behind the disappearance of Brian's uncle? And this is from Perfection Learning in Logan, Iowa. Yeah, seems pretty random. 1993. But yeah, The Darkest Secret, I guess I need to read that to find out what the secret is. And then also this one, The Dagger of Death, which has an amazing cover, and I love this font, by Walter Alexi. What is the dagger's gruesome secret? Another secret that we need to find the answer about. And this is from Worthington Press. Yeah, I don't know, but it looks like we've got some archaeological stuff going on, so that could be exciting. We've also got a Sweet Valley High book, This is one called Hostage. It's not one of the super thrillers, but it kind of looks like one of the thrillers because, yeah, it looks like she's about to be taken hostage, which is, I guess, suspenseful. Can anyone save Regina Morrow? We will have to read it to find out. But it does have a yellow cover, so maybe I'll save this for July next year. Like, it legit looks like someone's got the chloroform out and is about to get her with it. Okay, so far all of those were thrifted, and then these next three I actually got from Pango Books, because I think I must have sold a couple of things on there a while ago and I had a little bit of credit. So this author, Silver Ravenwolf, she's like a well-known figure in Wicca, and she had published, a bunch of books over the years, but the most notable one for me at least was one that came out in the 90s. It's called Teen Witch, and obviously every teenage girl who saw The Craft in the 90s bought that book, myself included. And anyway, over more recent years, I have found out that she wrote some YA fiction, so obviously I needed them in my life, and randomly found these for like super cheap on Pango Books. So yeah, we've got 3 books in this Witches Chillers series. The first one is Witches Night Out. Looks amazing. The second one is Witches Night Fear, which also looks amazing. And then the third one, Witch's Key to Terror. So yeah, they all look kind of amazing. And I look forward to, reliving my teenage wannabe The Craft era and read these. Maybe I'll save these for Old School April as well next year. Or at least, check out the first one. We will see. Okay, moving back on to some more thrift store finds. We've got The Ouija Board Murder, which has this absolutely incredible cover. Obviously the title on the spine caught my eye, but then when I saw the cover, I was like, hell yes. This is by Judith Vanis, and it says, blackmail and murder stalk a girl's boarding school. What more could you want? Quite honestly, that sounds incredible. And then, some like non-spooky stuff. I don't know why I got this, but it's, the cover was amazing, so I got it. It's called I Love You, I Hate You, Get Lost, a collection of short stories by Ellen Conford. I don't know, I was just into it. When did this come out? This came out in 1994. It's some short stories. It's like this tiny little 90s YA book. Obviously I needed it. And then this one, I'm guessing is like a YA romance, which is from, let's see, 1996. It's called Thwonk, and it's by Joan Bauer. I got it because it had a camera on the cover, and I'm like a sucker for cameras and photography and shit, and I don't know, it just looked kind of cute. I don't know when I'm gonna read that, but I own it now. Also, I like how they used an FM2 for the illustration, but then they took the Nikon branding off it. I don't know. That just amuses me for some reason. Next up, I've got a couple of R.L. Stine Fear Street books that I didn't already have. We've got 99 Fear Street, The House of Evil, The First Horror. That's a very long title, subtitle, series, all of the words. But yeah, I think I have maybe the second book in this, so it was cool to find the first one. And then also book 1 of the Fear Street sagas, A New Fear. Evil was his birthright. Amazing cover, definitely channeling the like V.C. Andrews vibes. And I think I might have 1 or 2 of the rest of this series, so that was cool to find book 1. I just realised these are both book 1s, so yeah, anyway. Exciting stuff. Well done, Alex. You can count. Next up, we've got a couple of Sweet Valley books. I found a handful of these of the Senior Year spin-off, but I decided to be good and only buy 1 of them rather than all of them. I think this was in a Goodwill and they were kind of overpriced, so I just got this one because it was called Your Basic Nightmare. It had nightmare in the title, so I just figured that seemed like a good choice. And then, speaking of nightmare, I also got this one from the Sweet Valley High series. This is Nightmare in Death Valley. So yeah, this is number 116 in this series. And unfortunately, I think I got this home and added it to my Goodreads and found out that this is like part 2 of a duology within the overall series. So I made a mistake getting this one. I don't even know if they had the other one in the same store, but anyway, whatever. I own this now. Maybe I'll track down the other part of that series at some point and then I can read them both. Okay, moving on to the like larger size books, which I guess are more middle grade. I found a few Animorphs books, which is very exciting. And I, was pleased to find books 1 and 2 at least. So, you know, if I wanted to make a start diving into Animorphs, now I can. So we have book 1, The Invasion, and obviously let's check out the step back art for that one. And then, some people never change, some do. We've got book 2, The Visitor. This one says no one knows who they are, and it looks like my cat Barry, which is just extra bonus points for that, really. And then moving on to book 8 randomly. These were all from the same thrift store, but these were the only ones I actually found. The Alien, and that's actually quite terrifying. He's only human when he wants to be. Oh shit, sorry, forgot about the step back art. And then last up, which freaks me out a little to even pick this one up, but this is book 10, The Android, Fear Has a New Name, Yik. Correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it's got spiders on it and I'm just not a big spider fan, but I can totally do this, it's fine. And then the step back art unfortunately reveals another fucking spider, so what am I doing? Maybe this will help me overcome my fear of spiders. I'll just hold this book all the time. Anyway, amazing stuff. I've always been intrigued by those, but you know, it's like a huge series, so who knows if I'll ever dive in, but now I have some if I want to. And okay, next up, another R.L. Stine, but this one is from the Goosebumps series, and this one is The Barking Ghosts. No, it's not. It's The Barking Ghost. There's only one ghost. It says it right there on the cover. I'm just adding a random S for no reason because I can't talk. Cool cover. Next up, okay, the next few are from, maybe that one was as well, I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're from a library book sale. Horror at the Haunted House. Amazing cover. I actually thought when I first got this, I thought the cover was like half ripped off, but it was actually like the remnants of a giant sticker over the front, which I still haven't fully been able to get off, but I did try, and I can keep trying and hopefully, get that off. This is by Peg Kerrett. Sometimes nightmares do come true, but yeah, I just love the colours and the vibe of this cover, although I think this was another one that I got home and realised it's like book 2 in a series, which is always annoying. I just opened this and it's like got this adorable note in the front. I didn't even realise. Gina Stanko. Oh, I bet she got bullied. I hope you're doing okay, Gina. I'm in 5th grade. If you find this book, please return to me. Thank you. Oh, how cool. Okay, what else? Nightmare Mountain, also by Peg Kerrett. This one, I guess is more of an, action, disaster, survival kind of situation, but that font, like the colours, obviously it looks amazing, so I had to grab that. Can she save her cousin before the avalanche buries them both? Well, we will see. Okay, and then I found 2 books in the Friends Forever series. One of them I think was from that library book sale, and one of them I think was actually from the thrift store that I found the Animorphs books in. Totally important information that you needed to know. Anyway, this one is book 1. P.S. We'll Miss You, by Deirdre Corey. I mean, just look at that. It looks fucking adorable. Like I remember, having pen pals and like writing to friends, and it was the best thing ever. So that just looks super cute. maybe another old school April thing. And then I randomly found book 5 sealed with a hug, and I just figured, why not? It was super cheap, so I had to get that. And then I also, in like a similar vein, I found a book in the Sleepover Friends series, which also sounds delightful. This is by Susan Saunders, and this is book 1, Patty's Luck. But just the vibe, man. Like the colours, it looks adorable, and I fucking loved a sleepover back in the day. Sleepovers were my jam. I loved hosting them, I loved going to them. I just need more sleepovers in my life nowadays. That would be amazing. Okay, we've only got, well, technically a lot more books, but really only a few to show you. Anyway, stick around, you'll find out what I mean. I found 2 books in the Party Line series, which is one I wasn't even familiar with, but these covers just grabbed me and I needed them. So it got kind of really gloomy here. So anyway, hopefully this lighting situation is still half decent enough. But yeah, this is book 1, Allie's Wild Surprise by Carrie Austin. But I don't know, just looks amazing. The fashions are just incredible. And this is from 1990. So yeah, give it to me. And then this is book 2, Julie's Boy Problem. Sort it out, Jules. And yeah, this is from also 1990. But they just look amazing. And then last up for this section is also from that same library book sale, was Alfred Hitchcock's Ghostly Gallery, and this amazing cover. Let's just take a moment because that's wonderful. But yeah, this is a collection of short stories. We've got like Algernon Blackwood, H.G. Wells, a bunch of people I haven't heard of. It looks like, if I'm reading this correctly, this edition came out in 1984. But yeah, anyway, I just thought I would snap that up because it looked cool. Okay, hang on a sec, I need to grab more books. Okay, and then last up is like a bunch of books from the same series. I'm not going to go through every single one because I can't imagine anyone wants to sit through that. But I don't know, I guess I was just having like a bad day and I randomly decided to buy a job lot off eBay of the Freshman Dorm series. I don't know. Sometimes you just have to go with the weird twists and turns that your life takes you down. But anyway, Freshman Dorm is a series that came out in the 90s by, well, the pen name is Linda A. Cooney, but the actual authors are Linda Alper and Kevin Cooney. Yeah, and the first book came out in 1990. And this is, yeah, kind of what it says on the tin. It's about a group of friends who go to college. They're in their freshman year. They're getting used to dorm life and college life and the way that that affects their friendship and their like romantic relationships and stuff. Yeah, I had found a couple of these a couple of years ago and read them and they were fun. And then I randomly specifically tracked down and bought Freshman Spirit, which is their Halloween themed like special book. And anyway, I don't remember the circumstances of me like looking up the job lots on eBay, but it happened. And so yeah, so I've got this stack with however many books are in there, and then I also have this stack which with all of these, and then one more stack just for good measure. So yeah, I'm not sure how many books are there exactly, but there's quite a few. And I have actually been working my way through reading them. I think I've read the first 4 so far, which is Freshman Dorm, obviously, Freshman Lies, Freshman Guys, and Freshman Nights. But these covers, they're incredible. I love the like collage style design, so good, and the colours are amazing. But yeah, what else do we have? I'll just show you some random ones. Freshman Schemes. We've got Freshman Roommate. Ooh, Freshman Scandal. And then yeah, they did some specials. We've got Freshman Summer. Ooh, freshman celebrity. Ooh, freshman heat. Ooh, okay, they were all making me excited for some reason. Freshman obsession. Anyway, they're really fun. I've really been enjoying them. I've been reading like one a month for the past few months, I guess, and I don't know. You know, I'm still like, horror is my life, but for some reason, I've just been enjoying a little diversion every once in a while. I'm just gonna go with it. I think the reason I like these is because they're not strictly romance. Like, the group of friends is actually really cool. Like, I like them and as characters, and it delves a lot more into, yeah, their lives and trials and tribulations and their friendship and stuff. So I don't know. I think that plus romance is fine with me. If it was just romance, I don't think I would really be as interested. But yeah, anyway. Not that anyone cares, but now I've told you anyway. So that was my little therapy session of getting my reasonings for buying all of these books off my chest. Thanks for listening. Okay, so I think that about wraps up book haul number 1 of me catching up on almost a year's worth of book buying. Yeah, hopefully next week you can tune in to part 2, which will be mostly vintage horror, of course, vintage horror paperbacks, but some newer stuff too, again, mostly horror. So yeah, if you have been missing the full-on horror that wasn't really this video, then you should enjoy the next one. So let me know if you have read any of these, or if, yeah, any of them look interesting to you and you think I should read them sooner rather than later. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!